Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, and good day. Again, this is a mock session. This is not a real session. Again, this is a mock session. And this mock counseling session is about CBT, found in chapter 17 of the text of Ford and Courtois. And the second um, therapeutic approach is about cultural humility and spiritual awareness. And that one is found in chapter 7 of the text. Again, this is not a real session, this is a mock session. Okay. I have a volunteer. Her name is Angie, and she volunteered to do this session with me. Yeah. Good afternoon, Angie. Thank you for coming by. What brings you here today?
I have PTSD.
Okay.
And I'm interested in learning more about CBT.
Okay, CBT, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I have friends and family that are doing it or have done it, and they've told me that it helped them a lot.
It helped them a lot.
Yeah, and so I figured, why don't I give that a shot?
You said you had CBT. So you were diagnosed with PTSD?
Yes,
okay.
I was diagnosed.
Were you ever in therapy? Or?
No, I don't believe in therapy.
You don't? You okay?
So they just gave me medication for it to kind of deal with, my PTSD.
Okay. But you have a change of heart?
I'm interested in learning more about CBT to see if it's something that I can.
How much do you know about CBT? Do you want me to?
I would love for you to explain it.
Okay.
I really don't know a lot about it.
Okay, CBT is a popular therapeutic approach for numerous psychological and emotional and anxiety disorders.
Mm-hmm.
It is, as I said, it is used for emotional and psychological irregular issues, or irregularities. I'm sorry about that. It helps you manage your symptoms. It helps you identify your triggers.
Okay.
And not only that, it helps with your ability to cope when you're having this anxiety attack.
Okay.
And it is a great alternative to medicine, and it is also a good combination with pharmacological approach. I'm sorry about that. These are, with CBT, you will learn certain techniques. It's you have to do you have to help yourself to do all the sign, work or anything. Mm-hmm. It's a team effort. I will show you, and I will, sometimes I will ask you to do, like memory recall.
Right.
As I said, like any other therapeutic approach, there are risks.
Right.
Including for CBT. One of the risks that I am telling my clients is that when we do memory recall, when we talk about their traumatic experiences, it can create that sense of anxiety, at that particular moment. So, but part of CBT is dealing with those, anxiety-provoking, moments.
Right.
How to cope with these stressful situations. Okay. And CBT is all about exploring these feelings, talking about it, coping, and finding ways to deal with it.
Right.
And it's not about hiding your feelings. It's all about dealing and facing your feelings. Okay. The goal is really to manage your anxiety.
Okay.
And it is not a quick fix.
Okay.
It is a lengthy process, but it is an effective process.
Okay.
Before we begin, I would like to do a little bit of a checklist on my side, if that is okay with you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. So you said that you were diagnosed with PTSD, and how long ago was that?
It was around, let's see, 6.
For a while.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. I'll find out later on when we do review records. And okay, do you have any other mental health issues that you're diagnosed with?
I mean, the anxiety that comes with
Anxiety.
PTSD.
Are you depressed? Do you consider yourself as depressed?
No, I'm not depressed.
You're not depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what about physically? Is there any heart problem?
Oh, no.
Or okay, so you are fine. No diabetes or any other pre-existing conditions.
No.
Okay. Any history of psychological problem?
No.
Okay. So, okay. How are you sleeping?
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
Sleeping, yeah. I mean,
When you say it's a struggle,
well, I feel like my anxiety kind of starts to form whenever I'm alone in the room.
And it's just started, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just
started.
Well, I was fine for a little while when I was taking the medication.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden it started back up.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why.
All right. Okay. If I ask you right now, 1 to 10, your anxiety level, 1 from yeah, I'm okay, to 10 to no, I can't deal with it anymore. Take me to the hospital. How would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
Right now, I would say that I'm at an 8.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit concerning.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're sleeping less.
Less or not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you taking any medication right now?
Well, since my friends and family have told me about CBT, I stopped taking the medication because I mean I feel like it wasn't helping anymore. It's, especially when my anxiety attack suddenly happened out of nowhere, and I was taking medication at that time, and then that anxiety attack happened all of a sudden. After that, it just felt like the medication wasn't working for me anymore. Okay, so I just stopped. I stopped like a couple of weeks ago.
So you just kind of stopped because you want to try CBT?
Yeah, I wanted to try CBT.
Okay, and you started, do you feel like, the medication is no longer working? You want to try any other alternative?
Yeah, I just want to try something else other than medication.
That sounds like what you are trying to do. Okay. So, okay. So we are going to talk about your issue. If you are feeling comfortable sharing about your traumatic experience, you can stop at any time. Okay. But if you are willing to share it right now, I'm listening. Okay.
All right, sure.
So how what is your anxiety?
Well,
how did it start?
Have you heard of when Hurricane Katrina hit?
Oh, yes, in New Orleans.
Yes, okay. I was living there at that time.
Okay, all right.
And I was working there as a nurse. Okay. I'm still a nurse now, but now I live in Texas. But I was working as a nurse there, and I heard that there was a storm coming, and in Louisiana it's normal for a storm to come. It always happens.
Yes.
So I figured that it's just another storm. I'll go to work. Everything is going to be fine.
Okay.
Well, that morning, as I was going down the freeway to get to the hospital, I found myself in the middle of a flood, and I couldn't go anywhere. Like I'm literally stuck in the middle of the highway with a bunch of cars surrounding me, and the water just kept on rising.
Were you outside or inside the vehicle?
I was inside the vehicle.
You were inside the vehicle.
I was stuck in the vehicle. I could not get out.
Where were you heading during that time?
I was heading to the hospital.
To the hospital, okay.
Yeah, it was early in the morning.
Okay.
And the rain wouldn't stop. It just kept on coming and coming. The water kept on rising, and nobody knew what to do. There was no emergency people yet because everybody was struggling at that time.
Yeah, like on evacuation.
Yeah, they were all evacuating, and I just started panicking right there because I couldn't go anywhere. I literally felt like I was stuck right there in a small place, and nobody was going to come and get me. And it just, oh yeah.
And it was a traumatic.
It's very traumatic. Yeah.
So how were you able to get out of the water?
Well, somebody eventually came, but I was there for
quite a while.
3 to 4 days. I was stuck in a car, and water was up to my. I was seated, so it was up near my chest area, and I just felt like I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. Screaming didn't help. So yeah.
I can tell that your source of anxiety, because when you're talking about it, you're all
very animated.
Yeah, I can see. Not only that, I can see that you're exhibiting, traumatic, stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that. Okay. Well, CBT, as I said, is a good option. And there's several coping styles that we can talk about. I know we're just starting the session right now, and we will go on further detail. Okay. As soon as we started the program. Okay. But part of my job right now is to tell you how CBT is beneficial. Okay. Or as you said, you chose it as a treatment option. Yes. Okay, and I believe you did your research on it as well. One of the coping styles about CBT is clarifying or identifying the presenting problem. Okay. And that problem, do you think is what? Is what happened in Louisiana. It's like you're being stuck, and you have this automatic dissociation. Sometimes panicking. You're panicking. Do you lose time sometimes? I do. That's a complete blackout. One of the dissociation. One of the symptoms, and also it helps with identifying your vulnerability. For CBT, we are here to identify why are you feeling anxious? Why do you feel the shakes? Why are you shaking? Okay. We also have to figure out your triggers. Right. Okay. What do you think are your triggers? Do you think the triggers like? Well, are you scared of water or? It's a possibility. I'm engaged. I'm about to be married. Okay. He right now is in Japan with his family, waiting for me to go over there to meet them. Okay. And I was researching, Japanese culture and everything like that. And as I was researching, I suddenly saw all of the typhoons and hurricanes or that happened in Japan. Okay. I was talking about the tsunami. The tsunamis, yes. Okay. And that just seeing that on YouTube could kind of seeing all the cars floating. Yes. Okay. It brought everything back that happened in Louisiana, and I'm terrified of going over there. It's okay. So let's pause a little bit and reflect on what you just covered. Okay. So you said that you're having this anxiety. Apart from this anxiety, it was triggered by the wedding that you are. Yeah. I think that. Okay, and that you said something about Japan. Right. What Japan has? What is the relevance between? What were you looking at Japan? Is he a Japanese national? Yes, he's a Japanese national. Yes. Okay, so and his family, his parents. So what is the sense? What is the source of the stress that you're feeling? Why do you feel like you're stressed about marrying a Japanese guy? I know nothing of their culture. Okay. So, I know nothing about it. That's why I started researching it to learn more. Which is a good thing, a first step of knowing, their culture. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, why do you feel like you're in some kind of stress? What's the sense of urgency? Do you feel you're not worth it, or you're not good enough, or not good enough? I mean, as I researched into the Japanese culture, they really believe in their culture, and being a United States citizen, they're very collectivist. Yeah, they're very in the United States. Mm-hmm. Growing up here, it's like a mixture of culture. It's not that important, but you celebrate it when you can. But over there, family is important, and what is that? You have to respect each other. Yes, and take your shoes off before you walk in the house, and like in the religion, it's totally different from I'm you're a Christian. I'm a Christian. Okay. Yes, I'm a Christian, and they're Buddhist. Oh, okay. So I know nothing about that, and I don't know if that's something that I'm gonna have to incorporate since I'm gonna marry him. Okay. Or am I going to have to be a part? I don't know. So this one somewhat triggered your PTSD because of your anxiety. And what triggered it, another factor, is seeing when you said you were doing a research. Yes, I was researching, everything. I'm just trying to clarify. Yeah. And upon seeing those themes, what how do you, what was your experience? How do you feel? Fear. Yeah, you feel fearful. Nervousness. Like everything just
everything is just overwhelming. It just came all crashing down, and
so the panic
I started having hyperventilating episodes, and can't sleep no more. And
so that's the good thing about CBT. CBT is all about understanding what you are feeling, like your anxiety, your triggers, and part of it is understanding the behavior.
Right.
CBT has they call this a functional analysis, the ABC, theory, where you have to analyze what you are feeling, what you're experiencing, and part of that is your anxiety, right?
Right.
So when you analyze it, what is the main thing that triggers your anxiety?
Right now, as I think more about it, I believe that it's the whole culture
thing, and also, what about the concept of PTSD, your anxiety level? Does that fall into that category?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we were talking about, the ABC. You have to handle your anxiety. Okay.
Right.
Now, what are you gonna do? And that's the behavior. Okay. Now, when you know how to react, how to cope with these emotions, this anxiety, the behavioral aspect of it, there's always the consequence.
Right.
What will happen if you don't do anything? The behavioral aspect is just like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm on a panic mode. Okay. And now consequence is more of the result of what you have or have not done. Okay. So that's the ABC approach. But we'll go through it later on, But in the meantime, we are going to, because we're, I will have you come in once a week. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So we can start with this program. For the time being, I want you to do the breathing exercises. Okay. Have you heard of the breathing exercises?
I've never heard of the breathing exercises, but I would love to learn like more things that I can do.
And I will send you a literature, some kind of a packet, on your way out.
Okay.
And these are simple exercises that you incorporate on a day-to-day basis when you are having, an anxiety attack or prior to the anxiety attack. It's just closing your eyes. You can do it right now. You can close your eyes and take a deep breath. Exhale. Okay, doing that, before and during, when you are having an anxiety helps a lot. It helps you, it relaxes your body.
Right.
Okay. Not only that, it's a therapeutic exercise. Okay. I want you to start journaling.
Okay.
Write down your experiences. Okay. Because why do you think we have to journal?
I remember when I was a little girl, and I used to journal, but that was a long time ago. I always like to go back and read what I had written down.
Yeah. So we have to keep track of your experiences.
Okay.
And and it helps you go back, and when you reflect on your experiences, it helps you reframe your mind, your chain of thoughts.
All right.
Okay. So journaling is actually one of the. The other one is meditation. You can run. Is there any other form of meditation you have in mind?
Praying.
Praying, yes. Very good. I know you told me a while ago that you are a Christian.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you a practicing Christian? Do you go to church?
I'm spiritual, but I do believe that there is a God.
So you can. Church helps.
Okay.
Being a part of, that being a part of a fellowship really do help.
Okay.
It helps. You can have this connection with people,
like a
community,
right.
or a family, a sense of belonging.
Right.
In the name of Christ. I'm sorry if I mentioned Christ, but if that's okay with you.
That's okay.
Yes, but it provides structure.
Right.
A peace of mind. Serenity, harmony, all that stuff. They're all therapeutic, and that can help you with your healing process.
Okay.
As I said, reflecting back, you do have your main issue right now is PTSD, And the other issue that you're having issue now is the cultural aspect.
Right.
The anxiety, the stress that you are experiencing now with your fiance. Journal, find ways on how to understand their culture. In what ways do you have in mind right now that would help you understand their culture better?
Well, I think an important thing, I haven't really exactly told my fiance that I have PTSD.
Okay, that's a biggie.
So
Relationship is about sharing your experiences.
Right.
Okay, and it is rightful, and it is not fair for him to not know what you are going through. Okay. And I think that's one of the issues that you are having right now because you haven't told him yet.
The guilt.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have that as one of our assignments. Okay. We will not do it all at one time. Okay. We will do it a step at a time. Okay. It's a lengthy process, but it is a process which requires your dedication. Okay. It's a partnership.
Right.
Okay. Help me help you. Okay. As I said, you can do all this therapeutic exercises like what we talked about, breathing exercising, journaling for now, breathing, meditating, praying. Yes, praying.
All right.
Praying is so therapeutic. Having that sense of silence and just talking to God about your experiences, what you are feeling.
Right.
It relieves that tense. All of these are effective strategies, and we will go through it more. There's a lot of models that we can use for CBT. The good thing about CBT, it's very flexible.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so do you have any question before we part ways?
No. So just whenever I start to feel stressed, just do the breathing exercises. Do the journaling to write down the experiences.
That's right.
Meditate, and do my prayers. Go to church.
And one day
talk to my fiance.
Yes, and have the courage. How do you feel sharing? Are you ready?
Right now, I would feel more confident if we started this process first.
Okay,
so then I can explain to him what I'm doing to try and deal with it on a daily basis. That I have this plan, so that he doesn't panic and run away.
I actually admire your mindset.
Thank you.
That is very perceptive, and that is you will be effective using this strategy if you have that mindset.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I will expect you, as I said, weekly.
Next week. Yes.
We will talk more about CBTs and other coping strategies that we will, try and talk about. But for the time being, your homework, your assignment, your practice will be being mindful about your health. Have rest. Sleep, meditate, breathe. Breathing helps and prayer helps. Hopefully I'll see you next week.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.